Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Jen White. We all know weather can be unpredictable, but extreme weather can be devastating for many communities. Professor Perry Sampson took a group of his students and they joined a team of over 100 researchers and scientists to study severe weather in the Central Plains. Ivy Prosper has the story.
Stand by 1 second, guys. We're gonna get just distance up.
Go, go. Are you sure? Yes.
University of Michigan professor Perry Sampson often refers to science as a contact sport. On a windy Michigan afternoon, the rooftop of the Atmospheric, Oceanic, and Space Sciences building seemed a fitting place to discuss his passion for extreme weather. Last year, a group of his undergraduate students signed up to attend Tornado Camp with Perry and the Vortex 2 team. This expedition found them chasing storms across the Central Plains in order to help them gain a better understanding of extreme weather. Now, can you tell us a little bit about weather, extreme weather, how you got into it?
Weather is a field that attracted me because it combines my capacity and interest in science with the great outdoors. And I don't know who isn't interested in the weather, but I have a great passion for extreme weather. These are the events that draw all our attention as meteorologists. We have to understand why these extreme events happen, how they evolve, and will they get worse in the future. I can stand in front of a large classroom and teach the physics of the atmosphere, the chemistry of the atmosphere, try to engage them in those materials. But the day I can take them outside and have them experience the weather, like we're doing here today, and then talk to them about the various physics that are going into producing this weather, students are far more likely to be engaged in the topic. So we try to take students into the field as often as possible and give them the experience of making their own measurements and enjoying the outdoors.
I heard that you actually have started a tornado camp where you take students to go and chase tornadoes.
Yes.
Which is quite interesting to me because I can't imagine doing that. Tell us about that.
I couldn't imagine it either, but regardless, we did it. So for the last 4 years, we've taken students into the field, undergraduates into the field after their junior year, put them in vans, and together with Texas Tech University, we've been out chasing thunderstorms they call supercell thunderstorms with the goal of making measurements in the field so that the students can take the data back to their classes then the following year and work with it to understand the meteorology behind severe storms. Weather happens. That's a bumper sticker. You know?
Perry and his students collected another type of valuable data, their own extreme video footage of an up-close and personal encounter with a tornado in the Central Plains.
When the tornado finally did present itself just straight to our south, we knew they were traveling straight north at a high rate of speed, 50 miles an hour.
And it looks like it's coming right through somebody.
Right. Yeah, well, so this is the car we saw the first video, and as we go through the animation, you'll see that here the video comes from this car, and I was in the center car here. And this is what happens as the storm comes north.
You got the brunt.
Too close, right? Too close.
Yep, that'd be us. All right, we're in good shape. We are going to move as soon as we feel like it's unsafe, but we still feel okay right here.
Westward while the base of the cloud rapidly moves eastward. Okay, we got a
Tornado found it.
Yep. Directly to our south. We may need to move east here. This is very close, guys. You may want to move east also.
We're on it. Perry, move east. Get east, Perry. Get east.
That's a big reason why I got into this field is, to go out there and actually see how these things form and see the math in the field, how it operates. It's really amazing.
You need to get your hands dirty, get into there, and just work with the data that you actually get yourself. It's rewarding too, which is great.
It's also great because we're usually in the classroom forecasting for storms. We're forecasting, is there going to be potential for a tornado that day? It reinforces what you're seeing in the data that, yeah, my forecast was correct, or no, it wasn't. Well, why wasn't it? So it's definitely helping reinforcing that forecasting aspect of things.
I want to point out that there's also something else that goes on here, that this is the beginning of their careers. And there's a kinship that happens here that I think is valuable as well. And we've seen that in our students, and we're really happy that's happening.
When teaching in large lecture halls, it is often difficult and can be challenging for professors to assess how well their students are understanding the material presented in class that day. Perry took his theory of science as a contact sport into cyberspace and developed a web-based teaching program called Lecture Tools. Now his students have the benefits of a real-time interactive classroom experience directly from their laptops, and the results were surprising.
You can actually ask questions through Lecture Tools to the GSIs, who will give you immediate feedback, which is awesome.
He'll ask our understanding of something, and every single student gets to reply. And we immediately see where the class is on a certain subject matter.
You can be asking questions during lecture if maybe you're too nervous or too scared to ask it in class.
I was able to access Lecture Tools and be able to play an online podcast of a previous lecture in order to see any missed notes I had or any type of concepts I didn't understand at the time. And it's accessible from any computer on campus.
Professor Sampson, I know that a lot of teachers don't like students having laptops in their classrooms, so what would possess you to create the Lecture Tools?
You didn't need to have this in class, it wasn't required. We just showed the students, here's what the thing can do. The day that we introduced that in class, then suddenly 95% of the students showed up with laptops. For a long time, I've had the desire to make classes more interactive. I think that students learn at least as much from each other as they do from me. What we did find as a surprise, the students felt that the laptop actually produced an environment in which they were more engaged, more attentive, and they felt like they're learning more.
Overall, are you satisfied with your career in the world of weather?
I was thinking the other day that who has a better job on this campus than I do? I get paid to talk about the weather, something I'm passionate about. This is an excellent job. I've stayed here this many years, 30 years now at the University of Michigan, because the students are fantastic. I really enjoy my job.